Hello, friends. In 1998, an American man bought an island for $8 million. On the map, this 75-acre island was part of the United States, Virgin Islands in the Caribbean. It was called Little St. James. From the outside, this private island was no less than a heaven. Very beautiful beaches, a lot of greenery. There was a luxury bungalow-like palace in the middle. Luxury guest villas were all around. 2 big swimming pools, a gym, and a helipad were also there. But in this very heaven, a very dark truth was hidden. A truth that made the people living in the nearby islands call this island a pedophile island. 12 to 17-year-old girls were trafficked here, and they were sexually abused. These girls couldn't even run away from here because there were seas all around. Once a 15-year-old girl tried to swim away, but he was caught and his passport was snatched. The most surprising thing is who used to come to this island. Rich people from all over the world, billionaires and famous celebrities. Many big names are included in this list. The British Prince Andrew, scientist Stephen Hawking, comedian Chris Tucker. I don't know how many politicians and billionaires came to this island. Parties were organized here for them. But the question is, who was the owner of this island? The answer to this is a name: Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein used to teach maths to kids in Brooklyn. He was a school teacher. But fate played such a game that in his career, he suddenly became the financial advisor of billionaires. By accumulating a wealth of around $60 crore, he became a multimillionaire. Among his friends, Bill Clinton and Donald Trump, and the former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak were among them. In today's video, let's find out the truth behind America's biggest scandal. The whole story of Epstein files. Acosta was having a secret deal with Epstein's lawyers. This deal seemed to be done to save Epstein. He just had to feel guilty about 2 small charges of prostitution. And in return, he and his associates was given immunity from all criminal charges. That is, no other charges could be filed against him. The most shocking thing about this deal was that it was sealed. That is, no one could even look at this deal. Even the victims, even the poor girls were not told about it. While in America, according to the law, it is mandatory to tell the victims about any such deal, but no one was able to do anything. On June 30th, Epstein appears in court, and according to the deal, he considers himself guilty in 2 charges, after which he was sentenced to only 18 months. Only 18 months. During this sentence, Epstein was kept in the private wing of the Palm Beach County Jail. He was given permission to go to his luxury office for 12 hours a week, for 6 days a week. It was such a first-class jail that Epstein was only allowed to sleep there at night. And even after all this, only 5 months before the sentence was over, he was released from jail in July 2009. All this was possible because of that secret deal. Because of Alexander Acosta, who got Epstein this deal. Now see the twist in the story, friends. This is Alexander Acosta. Later on, Epstein's old friend, in Donald Trump's first government, became the Secretary of Labor. For many years, Epstein lived his life normally. Nothing happened to him. He roamed in his private jet, threw lavish parties on his island, and met powerful people. Our story ends here. The villain escapes. But in a corner of the world, there was a woman. There was a journalist who had decided not to let Epstein escape. Julie Knipe Brown. She was an American investigative journalist who was working for the Miami Herald. In 2009, after Epstein was released, she followed the case closely. After studying the case for years, in November 2018, she published her report. Not 1, not 2, but a whole series of reports on Epstein's crimes and how the system saved Epstein. Julie named it Perversion of Justice. These reports bring a new explosion in the media. The public's anger rises. There is a demand to investigate Epstein again. And because of this pressure, the investigation against Epstein starts again in New York. Julie had identified more than 80 potential victims in her investigation. In her reports, she interviewed 8 of them and documented them. The evidence was very clear. That's why in July 2019, Epstein is arrested again. This time, the charges of direct sex trafficking. He was sentenced to 45 years in prison. But then comes the biggest twist of our story. On 10th August 2019, Epstein is found dead in jail. The disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein is dead.
Epstein took his own life while he was behind bars facing charges of sex trafficking.
These rape allegations were called untrue and sensational. Similarly, the letter was called fake without any report. Trump, who was turning Epstein files into an election weapon before the elections, is trapped in it today. The list of clients that went to the island has not been made public. The Epstein thing. But yeah, I'd be inclined to do the Epstein. I'd have no problem with it. The conspiracy theories that were being spread by his supporters are now being weighed on by him. But there is another twist in this whole story, friends. All the Epstein files have not been released yet. More than 10 lakh documents have been left, which have not been made public yet. The Justice Department says that redactions are being done in these documents, which may take a few weeks. The documents that have been made public have also been redacted a lot. Black markers have been applied. Names have been blackened. Dates have been removed. In many pages, half of the lines have been covered with black markers. But the Justice Department has not done these redactions properly in many places. There are many such files in which these redacted words can be seen with a simple hack like Photoshop. They are not even needed in many documents. Redacted words can be copied and pasted in other documents. The most important question here is what else is hidden in these files? There were evidences against powerful people, and there was a list of people who came to his island. With time, we will see how many presidents, prime ministers, billionaires, Arabs and princes are trapped in this, and how many people's names will be revealed in Epstein's black book.